Okay, guys, so welcome to this training that basically is going to map out first the map of Netanya. We're going to focus on a few things. Number one is how this city is structured and the variety of neighborhoods across. Uh, Number two is going to be where are the specific Anglo communities are located. Okay, so that's going to be in separate videos. So we're going to break down each of these neighborhoods. But first, I'll do like a quick map out of where they are located, and we'll take it from there with a more specific type of breakdown. So, to begin with, this is the map of Netanya. Southern Point, southwest, technically, Ramat Poleg and Yamim over here, closest to road number 2, which is this, right in the middle of the picture, going all the way from northern Netanya to southern Netanya and across to Herzliya, Tel Aviv, etc. In the approximate middle of it, okay, there's South Beach that's sitting right in front of the waves. That's this part. That's kind of like the new center of Netanya based on interest. The old center of Netanya is actually located here in the more busy area, the busier area that's a little bit older. Some of it is sitting right next to the beach, some of it a little bit less, more populated, more high rises as you get towards the coastline and different areas. So over here we have the Nitzah area, which is a very, very, very interesting area as far as when it comes to like the Anglo communities. There's a lot of interest around here. Our office, by the way, is sitting right here next to Nitzah 10 and 16, right in the middle. Amazing seashore. And going to the northwest part of the city, there's the new neighborhood that's getting built right now that has full access to road number 2. It's going to be going all across from road number 2 to the water within like 3 minutes of easy drive on a very nice road. And they're going to build a full neighborhood over here that's called Havatzelet, aka Golden Coast. It depends on which one they will pick. But right now, as of marketing perspective, they're mostly using Havatzelet, which is basically based on the settlement that's sitting right next to it on the coastline. So that's the north point of Netanya. We have the center. We have all the neighborhoods that were built closer to the south part. We got the Agamim neighborhood that a lot of people have interest in. We have the new neighborhood that's getting technically in like a tier and build project that's going to erase this entire area that's right now called Kiryat Nodo. And here they are building projects that now they call it Yamim Ramat. So basically young Yamim, like the continuation of Yamim, hopefully, right? So this is going to get developed fully. Over here we have a completely new neighborhood that's right now in the process, that's going to build right on the water, that's called Shirat Hayam. That's going to be in this square right next to the reserve that has a border with Yamim. Amazing neighborhood that's going to again sit right on the water. One of the closest locations that you will have to purchase potential properties next to the technically not the I'm saying it's not the cliff, because they even dug the cliff in because it used to be the dumpster, but that's a different story. So they have major builders over here that came all across, from the country, very luxurious ones. One of them is Aviv that came from Tel Aviv, and they sold apartments here for crazy prices, basically continuing the trend in Yamim and all the newest projects. Very interesting area. Then as we go away from the sea, there's another area other than the industrial area that's sitting on the eastern side of road number 2. So this is the industrial area. There's some more industry here, and then there's where the stadium is, where people are going for the games of Maccabi Netanya, etc. And some shows are being held. And then we got East Netanya as far as residential, which is this area. So the most intriguing one in this piece is Kiryat Hasharon, that's sitting all the way in this area. There's some Anglo communities that are located in the northern part of the neighborhood, mostly here, right next to where the sports center is, over here, which is a very nice park. This is the Sergeant's Forest. That's right next to it. There's a couple of schools that the Anglo community really like. Overall, this is a neighborhood that's more designated for families with kids, more affordable than the neighborhoods that are closer to the seashore, actually proposing some decent opportunities, and it's more uh, near the countryside. So, like, you have Even Yehuda right next to Netanya, and you have all the kfarim, all the settlements around of Emek Hefer, etc., that some people want to be located nearby. Most of you know that other areas that are very intriguing for Anglos, other than the new neighborhood of Shirat Hayam, which again, Anglos and foreigners that do have the capital, of course, always love to be right next to the coastline. They love South Beach. So South Beach has a very strong community as well. We'll have a very specific video on South Beach. There's like a couple major shows over here that people really like, and honestly, this area is like probably one of the nicest areas across Netanya. I'm actually getting married over here, right next to the cliff in this hotel. So that's a side note. And then you got Poleg and Ir Yamim. Ir Yamim, again, you have a full video specifically on Ir Yamim, which is the neighborhood that was planned in the best way, in our opinion, more than just in Netanya, but potentially in the entire area. Okay, so better than many neighborhoods in Herzliya, better than many neighborhoods in Tel Aviv for sure, as well as Ra'anana and Kfar Saba, and it has a ton of value. People coming from all across the globe to purchase in Ir Yamim. So we have people that are speaking Spanish, Anglo communities, some French people, etc. And Ir Yamim was built right next to the basically the original area when there used to be the largest population of Anglos before we started working in Nitzah, which is Ramat Poleg. Ramat Poleg neighborhood is built from this portion of buildings that are some of them are high rises at the front, the newer ones, and at the back there's more boutique ones between like 7 floors to about 9 or 10, depends on the project. And then on the back side of it, on the you could say southeastern part of it, you got all the houses, semi-detached, some singles, some villas at the front. Amazing area. The best shows are across the town, at least major amount of them are in Ir Yamim and in Ramat Poleg. There's the country club of Poleg that's very, very, very notorious. People really, really love it. Many people prefer not to have facilities like a pool and like a gym inside the project to do save on some of the expenses that they have for the building maintenance, and get a subscription in here, which is actually today even a little bit difficult sometimes. So you really need a little bit of a connections and some luck to have availability and possibility, because it's usually fully booked. Okay, and as you can see, you got the tennis courts, you got the soccer courts, you got the paddle courts, which is actually a major attraction right now across Israel. People love this game. Obviously, the pool, very nice pool, all the classes that they hold over here, and the gym. So that's like a little bit about all that. Netanya is a very special area. The coastline is over 14 kilometers long. So, literally, a ton of options for where you can live right across and right on the beach or nearby the beach. Some nice, very nice beaches. I mean, obviously, I'm biased because I grew up in Netanya, but it's so easy to call it home, so easy to love it, so easy to feel like you don't need anything else. uh, it has less of a rush and a fuss than you have in Tel Aviv, for example. That's very busy. It's easier to commute, and yeah, definitely in many cases you will have better value for money as far as what you get in Netanya. Much better, actually, about 50% less in in like just the amount that you need to invest in order to get what you can get in Netanya, in Tel Aviv, sometimes even in Herzliya as well. That's also about 30 to 40% more expensive. Netanya offers a lot of opportunities, very nice people, very warm people. So, I mean, I think this is pretty much enough to begin with as far as the main breakdown. Now, let's dive into all the rest of the neighborhoods and get into further detail where the shores are, how easy is it to get to the beach itself and get on the sand, um, areas of attraction, of interest, and different characteristics that could help you make a firm and educated decision about the beautiful Netanya. If you got any specific questions, even on this video or on the videos next, just keep me posted. Let me know. Send me an email, reach out to me on WhatsApp, or we can potentially, of course, set up like Zoom calls or a phone call to discuss some of this information. Let me know. I'll be in touch with you. And yeah, talk soon. Bye bye.